On les présente déjà comme les nouveaux porte-drapeaux du heavy metal, les Californiens de Wings of Steel semblent bien déterminés à remettre ce genre sous les projecteurs. Héritiers assumés d'une tradition dont l'âge d'or renvoie aux années 80, avec Whitesnake, Journey, Europe ou Dokken, le groupe se forme en 2019 à Los Angeles sous l'impulsion du chanteur Leo Unormark et du guitariste Parker Halub. Leur recette, une voix puissante avec des envolées lyriques, des riffs et solos incisifs, le tout porté par un solide sens de la composition, et leurs récents singles We Rise et Winds of Time en sont d'ailleurs la parfaite illustration, témoignant d'une maîtrise impressionnante des codes du genre. Après une tournée européenne d'une quinzaine de dates, dont un passage remarqué au Heavy Weekend de Nancy en juin dernier, Wings of Steel vient de sortir son deuxième album studio et s'apprête à assurer les premières parties du groupe Sabaton aux États-Unis avant de revenir en Europe avec un passage au Hellfest en juin 2026. La présentation faite, je vous emmène à la rencontre du guitariste et architecte en chef du succès du groupe Parker Halub pour une interview guitare en main, l'occasion de découvrir un musicien inspirant et de plonger ou replonger dans un univers dont on espère que les grandes heures ne soient pas définitivement derrière nous. Et quoi qu'il en soit, on pourra à coup sûr compter sur Wings of Steel pour en raviver la flamme. Bon visionnage.
Short version of it. My parents didn't really weren't like very musical people. So I didn't get a lot from them. But when I was 8 years old, I discovered the song "Separate Ways" by Journey, and so then I kind of got into that band, and I got into like the big melodic, epic style thing. And then when I was 9 or 10 years old, I discovered Metallica. And that's where I got like the really like riff-based, heavy, guitar-driven. From those two bands, my musical style really blossomed out from there. And I started playing guitar the same time that I discovered the band Metallica. I got my first electric guitar. It was like a shitty little Fender Squire or whatever. So and then it kind of just took off from there. Discovered more bands, and the rest is history. Now I'm here. So.
Une petite pause dans le déroulé de cette interview, les amis, pour vous rappeler la tenue du Heavy Weekend du 5 au 7 juin 2026 au Nancy Open Air. Pour la troisième année consécutive, le Zénith accueillera quelques-uns des groupes les plus influents et attractifs de la scène métal actuelle, dont Gojira, qui y donnera son seul et unique concert en France de l'année, Sabaton, qui viendra défendre son nouvel album hommage à plusieurs grandes figures historiques, ou encore les Allemands de Electric Callboy. Parmi les autres artistes confirmés, on peut également citer Trivium, Cavalera, Nova Twins, Ice Nine Kills ou Chargot, et restez bien à l'affût puisque d'autres noms viendront bientôt compléter la programmation. Donc pour ne pas rater cet événement incontournable de l'été prochain, je vous invite à réserver votre place au plus vite sur le site www.heavyweekend.live.
It's always a tough question because there's a lot, but I really love John Sykes. So let's see, we got this one here. So that's a good one. Oh, I got one more. Diamond Head, Second My Love. Great song. That's a few. We were at this music school. We were kind of like some of the only people there who were into like rock and metal, that style of music. So it was pretty inevitable that we'd get together and start a band. And that's pretty much what happened. You know, eventually one of us was like, "Hey, how's it going? You want to start a band?" So that was pretty much it. It's pretty simple. And I think because we shared so many influences and everything like that, it was pretty seamless to go from there. That's a good question. There's not much you can do to change a teenager's mind. Sometimes it can be pretty stubborn. And I remember, because I was a teenager not too long ago, if you can somehow show them that music or show them what's cool about that music, maybe they'll get into it. But at the same time, if they're not at a point in their life where they're like receptive to that, then there's no, it doesn't matter what you do, they're not going to give a shit. But I love this music ever since I was a teenager, and I know nowadays that there's a lot of young kids out there that are really into the music. So if you're the kind of person that's up for it, be open to it. A lot of what it is just that Leo and I individually as musicians, since we've started Wings of Steel, we've come a long way. And that knowledge and improvement is largely reflected in our songwriting and our performance on this new record. So that's a big driving factor. The other driving factor is that because we've also our experience not just as musicians but as producers, we have a lot more attention to detail. I'm talking about smaller details like adding a delay here or putting this effect here or something like. We get something that's even more detailed, more polished, which is cool, Well, there's a few riffs in there, but the main ones. So we got here. I'm gonna do a rhythm channel here. This riff, in order to play it properly, the way that you accent down and up strokes is very important. So like it's like a down down up kind of pattern. This is really popular in a lot of Metallica and all those styles. It's a really common way. There's a lot of attitude in that picking, So these chord hits are on up strings and all these chugs are on down. And then I do like this cool like sliding riff. So it's like a pull off, slide, just a little lick like that in there, and that's basically like the meat of the riff, and then just these big, all downstrokes on those chords. You can't replace the attitude of a downstroke, But so that's the main riff there. I mean, there's more in the song. Yeah, totally. So that one, so I love repetitive licks like this. It's a lot of fun for me to play. Just something that's like it builds and it's melodic and yeah. Anyways, so that's a big part of my plan. There's a lot of Wings of Steel songs have stuff like this, but so this instance in particular, it's all picked. That's the first shape, and then that's the second shape, and then it does like a, and then this one, it goes like, it switches in between a little extension there. So this one was actually, if you notice, my guitar actually has 27 frets. I rarely play these high frets. They just look cool, basically, but I actually do play the 25th fret here on this shape. It's just for that one note, because then this last, just bent as a 24 up to 26. You can do that if you have 20. Anyway, so here's that whole, oh, and I play it with like this this phaser thing too, so I'll throw that on there. In 2020, I believe, Jackson released like a limited, I think they called the Wild Card series. I think it was like only like 50 or 100 of these guitars got released. As soon as they got released, they got bought up by a bunch of stores pretty much instantly. I was lucky. I found out about this one, and I kind of have a thing for like these guitars with these extended fret ranges, just because they're, I don't know, they're kind of elusive and they look cool. And luckily, you know, they came with this blue sparkle finish. It's totally badass. It's got the Floyd Rose. I love using the floating bridge. This is an Air Norton, and this is a Super Distortion. Initially, I have another Jackson, that my other main guitar that I use for recording a lot of the Wings of Steel stuff, and it has Seymour Duncans in it. And I actually tried putting Seymour Duncans in this guitar, but I think pickups are very unique to the guitar itself, because even though I had used that exact same set of Seymour Duncan pickups before and I really loved them, in this guitar, these specific DeMarzios, in my opinion, just work the best. Everything else on the guitar is almost stock. The only thing that's been changed is I mean, I don't think there's any way to, maybe if I pull up and you see like that, I have the brass block on the tremolo there. It makes a subtle difference in the tone. I like it. I feel like it makes the guitar resonate more and have a little bit better sound. So I use those. And then here in the bridge, you probably can't see it either, but these little saddles are also titanium. And that's just because in my experience, these saddles, they kind of wear out a bit because of sweat, and the titanium just seems a little bit more resistant to breaking down. So. There's your bridge. Here's your neck. Then I'll just show you how this sounds clean. Usually clean, I go with the bridge pickup here. I think having an amp on stage is very important. It's important for me personally, to the feeling of playing guitar. So whenever I have the option to, what I do with this, and I mean, maybe you can even see here, there's two outputs from this. This is the Axe Effects FM3. So what I can do is I can run one output straight to the front of house, so that all of my sound that I have in here, it sounds almost exactly the same as I have it in the studio. That plus when I play live, typically I'll run this in stereo so that my like delays and effects and everything get put out in stereo, which is a really nice effect. I think the delays and reverbs and everything are a lot clearer that way, in my opinion. And then so I have one output like that, and then I can run the other output to a power amp on stage. Usually I'll just put it into the effects return, and then I have the amp on stage. I can get the feedback. I can hear it a lot better when I'm playing. In the studio, this is the model of the amp that I'm using in here is it's like a Mesa Boogie Mark IV. And then the cabs, it's basically like it's like a V30 with a 57, and then it's like a room mic, which is something like a 421 or something like that. I like to check out stuff that's that's getting a lot of attention, or that's modern every now and then, just to kind of like see what's happening. It's not my preferred thing to listen to. With any style of music, I always try to see it universally. And I mean, especially, playing guitar it's helped me do that a lot, because in order to play guitar, it really helps if you learn some kind of music theory. When you know music theory, you can listen to any style of music and you just say, okay, well, it's a different genre or whatever, but they're still doing the same chord progressions that we do in the style of music I like. And so you can kind of like, even though it's a different thing, it's like, but this is cool. I can get with this. And, and it's an honor. I mean, we're blown away that we have the opportunity to do something like that, to do that in our home country. And it's hard to put into words how excited we are. It's amazing, we get to bridge that gap. They have a lot of fans, and maybe for fans of our music, seeing us going out and tour with them, I think it's going to be a really cool thing. And yeah. Not much. I mean, and I'll say signed in like a traditional sense. We basically have we kind of have like a partnership where they are helping us distribute our CDs and vinyls physically here in Europe. So the biggest thing that's changed for us is that our physical products are available for our fans in Europe at a much more affordable price, which is awesome. But we're still, as far as like a label goes, we're still our own label. We still have the creative control over our music, and but in working together with High Roller Records, we've managed to expand our reach, and so it's a really good thing, and we're glad that we can reach our fans on a bigger scale. Well, you can find it on every major streaming platform out there, the Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. If you're in Europe, you could find it through High Roller Records. And yeah, I mean, if you like old school heavy metal and you like the classic stuff, and you're looking for something that's new in that vein, but like with a fresh approach, I think you'll definitely really like what we're doing. So.